Channel 11 News starts with severe weather Team 11 coverage.
A lot of rain moving in this afternoon at the start of the Memorial Day weekend. Good afternoon, I'm Gordon Lesh.
And I'm Melissa Raymond. Severe weather Team 11 meteorologist Jessica Faith joins us now. And Jessica, we need to know this. How long is this going to stick around?
Well, the bulk of the rainfall will be this afternoon, but we continue on with rain chances through Memorial Day weekend for your Saturday and your Sunday. We have some hope for Monday. I'm going to break that down in just a few minutes, but I want to show you a closer look at the radar in our area. Live storm tracker Doppler 11 radar. You see that a lot of us are seeing rain this midday, and that's going to continue to go on as we go throughout the afternoon. Mostly the green here, which is indicating light rain. As we look farther toward the south, we're seeing some of the brighter colors indicating some heavier downpours. Now, coming up in just a few minutes, I'm going to take you through Storm Tracker and show you hour by hour what we expect for the rest of the day today as far as rain is concerned. So stick around for those details.
Breaking right now, the live look at the Senate. Lawmakers are voting on whether to advance a bill that would form a commission to investigate the deadly Capitol attack in Washington, D.C. Democrats say the panel would get to the bottom of what happened on January 6th and why. Most Republicans oppose it, though, saying it's time to put the attack behind us and that the FBI is prosecuting those responsible. We'll continue to follow the vote and break back in if there's any resolution. Live look now at the Parkway West, and you can expect a lot more traffic on the road this weekend. With mask mandates easing and vaccinations growing, millions of Americans are traveling for the Memorial Day weekend.
But as Channel 11's Mike Holden explains, it won't come cheap.
The Memorial Day holiday weekend has officially arrived, and travel experts say the reason why we're seeing such high gas prices is supply and demand. So what does that mean for you? Grab your wallet and get ready to shell out way more cash. Drivers already complaining of pain at the pump. Memorial Day gas prices are the highest they've been in 7 years. The national average is around $3, and we spotted well above that across the greater Pittsburgh area at one gas station after the next. Right here in Bellevue, quite a few topping out at $3.19. With COVID cases dropping and more folks getting vaccinated, there is a 60% surge in travel. AAA reports more than 37 million people will hit the road today through Monday. State police told us they will be cracking down this weekend with a program called Operation Care. They're now on the lookout for drunk, impaired, and distracted drivers. Travelers say they're adjusting to the influx in traffic and surging gas prices, and they say overall, despite this, it still feels good to be back.
Everybody want to get out. You know, we've been in the house for a long time, and it's time for a break now. You know, it's opening up, and people's trying to take advantage of it the best way they can.
It's unfortunate. Hopefully they'll get it back down. I've seen it go high and up and down, you know, in my years, so hopefully it'll get back down there.
And travel and roads just like this are expected to be way busier between 2 and 6:30 this afternoon. We'll keep a close eye on all of it. In the meantime, leave in the early morning hours. We're now talking with drivers about how they're working to save cash and what this means for future travel plans for Channel 11 News starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting this afternoon in Bellevue, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
And while most travelers will take to the roads, many are also taking to the skies.
Over this holiday weekend, we are expecting 65 to 70,000 passengers per day through our checkpoints.
Flyers will notice increased security at airports beginning this weekend. The TSA is also adjusting staffing to accommodate more traffic through security checkpoints.
The U.S. is making progress in the battle against COVID-19. The CDC says cases, hospitalizations, and deaths are expected to fall over the next 4 weeks. It's all because more and more people are getting vaccinated. Already, 10 states have reached the president's goal of getting 70% of adults with at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine by July 4th. That includes us right here in PA.
The Pennsylvania National Guard is being called on to help with COVID-19 contact tracing. Target 11 learned the state health department will begin training as many as 50 Guard members next week. They'll work closely with community health nurses to conduct COVID mapping.
I have absolutely no doubt that the members of the National Guard who are trained in cybersecurity and military operations are better equipped to handle sensitive information than the people that we just paid $23 million
And the change was made after a Target 11 investigation. It has been nearly a month since we revealed the personal data of more than 70,000 people was compromised by a company the state hired to conduct contact tracing.
This is for the community today, for our students today, for the kids that may not even go to Penn Hills. This is for them.
A community hit by tragedy came together to rally for peace. Since May 16th, 3 Penn Hills students, Demir Boyd, Darren Hamdi, and Jason Jackson Jr. lost their lives to gun violence. And a 4th student, Jason Lott Jr., died in April of a drug overdose. Their lives were honored last night as the community looks for ways to stop this from happening. Channel 11's Serafina James has the message the community wants its young people to hear.
This hurts too much, but I'm really sorry for anything you guys are going through.
Grieving Penn Hills families surrounded by a heartbroken community came together Thursday evening to remember the lives of 4 students, Demir Boyd, Darren Hamdi, Jason Hubert Jackson, and Jason Lott. All of them just 17 years old.
We're losing generation after generation.
It has to stop, and it has to stop now, because you got too many parents burying children when they shouldn't be.
In the last 6 weeks, 1 student died of a drug overdose, and 3 others lost to gun violence.
I just miss them so much.
Including Penn Hills Jr. Darren Hamdi.
My son won't graduate. He's supposed to be going to the 12th grade. He was nice. He was such a sweet person. He wouldn't hurt anybody.
We're here for you.
Denise Graham-Sheely organized the peace rally in front of the high school.
Penn Hills, we're taking a stand today, and we're telling these kids, we're here for them. Say it with me. We're here for you.
That message was for mourning students and other mothers in attendance, including Antoine Rose's mom, who lost their children in horrific ways.
This is for the community today, for our students today, for the kids that may not even go to Penn Hills. This is for them, to let them know we stand with them in unity, love, and peace.
Penn Hills district officials, also reeling from the last few weeks, made a call to end violence, vowing to meet with elected leaders like Representative Connor Lamb, who was there Thursday, calling gun violence and drug abuse a pandemic.
We have to do everything we can as a community to try to help, save the lives of the next child that's threatened by either of these things.
I really hope and pray that these kids put these guns down. Please stop. I beg you, please. No more toleration, no more, I'm going to go get, just please stop.
In Penn Hills,
We will no longer tolerate this in our neighborhood.
Serafina James, Channel 11 News.
Breaking at noon, Ross Township police need your help to identify a man they say was captured on video brutally beating a dog. It happened Tuesday afternoon at the In-Town Suites on McKnight Road. The video shows a man in his 20s wearing a white hoodie, dark sweatpants, and a goatee. The video shows him punching, choking, slamming, and then repeatedly punching a small white dog. Here's a picture. This is a still picture of the man from that video. If you know who he is, you're asked to call Ross Township Police.
Police are asking for help to identify the people in these pictures. They were taken from a video just before a deadly shooting in Mount Oliver. Police were called to Brownsville Road last Wednesday after 3 people were shot. Robert Johnson died at the scene. If you recognize the suspects or have any information about what happened, you're asked to call police.
Is working to learn more after a teenage boy was shot in the head in Pittsburgh. It happened last night near the Aiden Market on East Warrington in Allentown. We're told the teen was taken to the hospital in critical condition. And while we were there, we saw police measuring what appeared to be bullet holes in the daycare sign next door. Witnesses told officers they saw 2 males in dark clothing run toward Mount Washington.
Developing right now, Microsoft is warning of an active cyber attack campaign. It was apparently launched by Russian-based hackers. It appears to be targeting U.S. government agencies and other groups. NBC's Kirsten Dahlgren reports.
A far-reaching attack from Russia on one of America's biggest companies, just ahead of a milestone summit between President Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin.
I've spoken with him a number of times. We're going to have a meeting Switzerland not too long from now.
In what's being called an active incident overnight, Microsoft alerting that hackers from the Russian-based group Nobelium infiltrated an email system used by the State Department's Agency for International Development, targeting organizations doing human rights and humanitarian work, hitting more than 150 groups, 3,000 email accounts in at least 24 countries, but focusing on the U.S. The Russian hackers said to have burrowed into those networks via genuine-looking phishing emails.
This is another example of a shocking campaign that shows how possible it is to furrow into some of the most important and critical systems out there.
Microsoft saying it's the same group behind the massive SolarWinds attack that hit government agencies and American companies last year. That attack eventually linked by U.S. authorities to Russian intelligence. It comes at a particularly delicate time, 3 weeks before the meeting between Presidents Biden and Putin. And just last month, the president announcing sanctions on Russia for the SolarWinds attack and election interference. But the president hoping at the time to de-escalate tensions, claiming Russia could have been more aggressive.
We could have gone further, but I chose not to do so.
With this new wave of attacks, the question now, did Russia ignore the White House's warning and ramp up cyber aggressions, as all eyes turn to the meeting between the two world leaders?
Microsoft says it detected the attack, blocked some actions automatically, and is notifying all customers who were targeted.
We're seeing showers right now, but will we have wet weather through the weekend? I'm timing out rain chances coming up.
Offensive or humorous? It all depends. The local business that raised eyebrows with one of its signs.
And showing up for a stranger, the show of support for a local team fighting a deadly health condition. A local beer shop is at the center of controversy because of a sign that was posted outside its door. Save on Beer in Cranberry had a sign that reads, "Mask no longer required unless you have a face like Rachel Levine." Levine is Pennsylvania's former Secretary of Health who is transgender. Several people took to social media calling the business transphobic. The store's assistant manager told us the sign was meant as a joke, but it was taken out of context.
Might have been a little bit bad taste, but you know, look back over the years. Comedy has been pretty ruthless on people over the years. Now you say the wrong thing and you're racist, transphobe, homophobe, whatever.
Some people would laugh at that and some people would take that offensive with that. And I understand both sides, you know, and that's why we're a democracy.
The sign has been changed. The assistant manager told us he doesn't expect the issue to impact his business.
State senators gathered in Robinson Township yesterday to figure out how to help struggling businesses and workers recover from the pandemic. Just this week, StarKist announced plans to move its North Shore headquarters to Virginia. And U.S. Steel says it will not move forward with a $1 billion investment in its Mon Valley plants. It's left local leaders struggling to find ways to make sure we stay competitive with neighboring states. Channel 11's Aaron Martin explains.
But we do think there are two things that could still be done that would really help us right now.
There are no shortage of concerns among local business and manufacturing groups when it comes to making Pennsylvania more competitive. Today, several groups testified to a Senate committee about what can be done to change that.
We are trying to be an easier state to do business in than New York and New Jersey, and really we should start competing against Ohio and West Virginia.
Issues ranging from the state's slow permitting process to lowering the net corporate income tax rate were raised to the committee, which includes members meeting in person and virtually. There was a sense of urgency in some of the testimony in the wake of U.S. Steel's decision to pull out of a $1.4 billion investment in its Mon Valley facilities.
That's why we wanted to come here to the Carpenters Hall, talk to the trades, talk to businesses, talk to manufacturing. What is Pennsylvania doing right in terms of attracting new investment, new businesses and new companies and creating new jobs, and what are we doing wrong?
Among those to testify was Drew Simpson from the United Brotherhood of Carpenters, which hosted the hearing at its Robinson facility. The union provides a free apprenticeship program, and senators showed interest in investing state dollars. When the jobs come, Simpson says the union will be ready.
And we meet with these entities just like everybody else does and say, hey, we have a viable option. We have many signatory contractors that can provide the work for you to make sure that local people are on this project, not people from outside of the state who aren't paying local taxes and things like that.
Aaron Martin, Channel 11 News.
There were a couple of contentious moments over manufacturing needs and the impact on the environment. However, Robinson believes they can bridge that divide and find ways to help businesses. We'll keep you posted.
The Allegheny Valley School Board approved a preliminary budget for next school year, but the decision was not unanimous. The budget does not include a tax increase. Instead, it pulls $300,000 from a fund used to cover liability and other expenses. According to our Trib partners, 3 board members thought they should keep the rainy day fund and approve a modest tax increase. The final budget will be approved next month.
There are also new fears that the Olympics could create a new strain of COVID. A Japanese doctors union says there's no way to stop the spread or the creation of a new variant if tens of thousands of athletes from over 200 countries come together. They say the potential development of an Olympic strain would forever be remembered as a foolish act of mankind. Japanese officials have repeatedly pledged to hold a safe and secure 2020 Olympics this July. And COVID isn't the only concern as we near the games. A new report says the average temperature in Tokyo has increased 3 times as fast as the world's average. And that could be extremely dangerous for the athletes competing at the Summer Games. Organizers have already moved some outdoor events away from Tokyo and into other much cooler cities.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
You may want some of that summer heat this weekend. We're talking about a drop in temperatures along with rain chances. We're seeing the bulk of the rainfall right now, and we're going to continue to see high rain coverage through the afternoon. You see it right now. Most of us are getting showers, mostly the light rain. Where we see some of the brighter colors, again, indicate the heavier downpours. We see that mainly to the south of Pittsburgh right now between Greensburg and Uniontown, kind of sandwiched in between there, and also to the south and east of Morgantown. Now, the rain will continue to move in from the west to the east. Why is that? Well, the low pressure system is moving from the west to the east, and it's going to scoot just right below our area, and that's where we're also going to see some of our heavier downpours this afternoon. So this afternoon, within the next few hours, where we see the reds, that will be the heavy pockets of rain. It will be on the move, but if you get under one of those pockets, know that you could see some quick heavy downpours in your area. We're going to keep the rain rolling throughout the rest of the afternoon. afternoon. Still looking at high coverage, meaning all of us pretty much getting rain by this time. Here's 5 p.m. So your evening commute likely looking quite soggy. Later tonight, the bulk of the rain will continue to move farther off toward the east with that low pressure system. So we're clearing things out, but still holding on to a decent amount of rain. Not as much rain as what we're going to see this afternoon, but we'll hold on to a few scattered showers for tomorrow throughout the day. And coming up in the next half hour, I'm going to take you through Saturday and Sunday and really iron down the rain chance and show you the best time to head outside this weekend. But we'll see those scattered showers throughout the day tomorrow, with a few just isolated remaining showers left over on Sunday. Sunday, really not a bad day to get outside. The best day, and maybe the day that you're really looking forward to, will be on Monday, which is Memorial Day. Memorial Day shaping up quite nice. Today, temperatures really not moving too much. You could think the cloud cover and the rain, temperatures staying in the 60s. As we go throughout the afternoon hours, much colder for tomorrow. Also coming up in about the next 30 minutes, I'm going to iron down why we're cooling down in such a big way, because this is quite unusual for this time of year. The end of May, we should be seeing temperatures in the 70s. We're not going to see that until the start of next week on Monday. We get back into the 70s, 72 degrees, a mix of sun and clouds. Really great weather for your outdoor activities. Maybe want to get some grilling done to enjoy your Memorial Day on Monday. Maybe heading back to work on Tuesday, not a bad day at all. A little bit more cloud cover though. Mostly cloudy skies, still a dry day, and average is getting closer, or temperatures getting closer to average there on Tuesday with a high of 74 degrees.
Jessica, thank you. An incredible show of support for a 17-year-old at Children's Hospital. What started as a Facebook post turned into a sea of motorcycles. Seth Fedor's father said this was his final wish here. Seth was recently flown to the hospital after suffering cardiac arrest. His dad said they don't know how much time he has left.
As heartbreaking as it is, it's also been very heartwarming for them to see all the love and support that came out for their son, who's brought so much joy to everybody's life.
The family said that they never expected this to get as big as it did. And of course, we're all thinking about Seth and his family right now.
A local community pool trying to stay afloat. The problem that could shut it down before summer ends.
A live look at Washington. Senators are voting today in D.C. on creating a commission to look into the Capitol attack. Why backers are not feeling optimistic. Community pools are getting ready to open after many of them stayed closed last year, and now they're facing yet another challenge, finding enough lifeguards. The Dormont pool is scheduled to open on June 12th, but that could change. There are only 10 lifeguards. They need 5 more to open and about 30 to stay open for the season.
We have the option of putting our pool into different zones and opening only certain zones and having some capacity limits. That would be all published.
In 2019, lifeguards at Dormont's pool made $9.25 an hour. Borough leaders have since increased that to $15 an hour.
The United Way is using more than $2 million to provide summer programming for kids. The money will be given to 66 local organizations across 5 counties. They told our Business Times partners the goal is to bring back the joy of summer and help kids connect with safe, affordable outdoor programs.
A live look at Pittsburgh. The city is getting $175,000 to help fight blight in Homewood. The money will be used to identify vacant properties that can be saved and those that have to come down. Officials told our Trib partners more than 60% of the properties in Homewood are delinquent on their taxes or they're vacant.
Going into this Memorial Day weekend, you may be thinking about summertime, but this weekend you may have to dust off your jackets. I'm breaking down temperatures and rain chances in our next half hour of news.
One final test for schools, how local districts are balancing safety with ceremony as we head into graduation season.
And a fistfight thousands of feet in the air. Scenes like this are becoming more common. What flight attendants say is causing travelers to get so upset. Severe Weather Team 11 meteorologist Jessica Faith joining us again. And Jess, it sure doesn't feel like summer is just around the corner here.
Not at all. You think about sunshine and warm temperatures in this weekend for your Memorial Day weekend. We're getting the opposite. Just look at the radar right now for your midday. We're seeing widespread showers with just a few breaks in the rain, and also temperatures are cooler than they were this time yesterday, and this is just the start of some cooler air coming in. Tomorrow we're going to see temperatures as if we were in March. So right now we're 10 degrees below where we were this time yesterday in Beaver, and temperatures are going to feel cooler not only today but through the weekend as well. So I'm going to show you the temperature change that we're going to see this weekend when we warm back up, and I'm going to break down rain chances for this weekend and show you hour by hour what to expect. That comes up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Jessica. Breaking in the last 30 minutes, the Senate started voting on a bill to form a commission to investigate the January 6th Capitol attack. The vote was supposed to happen yesterday, but debate on an unrelated bill kept senators working until almost 3 a.m. The bill needs 10 Republican senators across party lines to vote to create the commission, but it is expected to fail.
If our Republican friends vote against this, I would ask them, what are you afraid of? The truth? Are you afraid that Donald Trump's big lie will be dispelled?
I do not believe the additional extraneous commission that Democratic leaders want would uncover crucial new facts or promote healing.
And we just had a breaking update on that. Senate Republicans have blocked that bill to create the commission by a vote of 54 to 35. We'll have much more on this story coming up tonight at 5 o'clock on Channel 11 News. Bill Cosby will not be released on parole later this year. It's in part because he failed to join and complete a treatment program for sexual offenders. Cosby is in prison about 45 minutes outside of Philadelphia. So far, he served 3 years of his sentence. It's not clear when Cosby will be eligible for parole next. He could spend another 7 years behind bars.
President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden will travel to Virginia to salute military families. The President and First Lady will visit Joint Base Langley Eustis and meet with airmen and soldiers there. The Bidens will also travel to their home in Wilmington, Delaware to spend Memorial Day weekend.
Every nursing home resident who dies of COVID-19 is supposed to be reported to the state by that facility. We told you 11 Investigates found the state's public data is riddled with missing information. The acting health secretary responded to how the state plans to get some 200 nursing homes to report data.
Forcing data requirements and enforcing at a time when the nursing home and that workforce is so strained is maybe best done actually by alleviating a little bit of that administrative burden so that we can work together to have more timely and accurate data.
Nursing homes can now report data weekly instead of daily. The health department says they expect more accurate and timely data within a couple of weeks.
WPXI is recommending children 12 and up get the COVID vaccine, despite a very rare heart condition found in some kids who also got the shot. We told you about myocarditis earlier this week. It's heart inflammation. Now the FDA says they agree with the CDC, which says it may not be related to the vaccine. Earlier this week, we spoke with a teenager from Washington County who was diagnosed after getting the vaccine. 17-year-old Alex Frank says he was a healthy kid and never had any medical issues.
It was in the middle of the night, and I was walking upstairs from the basement, and I got a sudden, constricting feeling in my chest.
According to the CDC, the cases are mostly in adolescents and young adults and usually occurred within 4 days after getting the shot. The American Heart Association said this week the benefits of the vaccine enormously outweigh the rare risk of heart inflammation.
A hospital in Erie is taking part in a new vaccine trial for children as young as 2. AHN St. Vincent is conducting phase 2 trials of the Pfizer vaccine. 40 kids are taking part. They're between the ages of 2 and 11. Doctors say they're honored to be chosen to take part in the trial, and they had a waiting list of families who wanted to take part. High school graduation season kicks off this weekend, and districts are taking different approaches. Some are still planning to hold their ceremonies outside to allow for social distancing. Others are being held inside, but limiting the number of guests, and some are lifting all restrictions. Channel 11's Jillian Hartman found out how students and parents are feeling about it.
Well, I reached out to a bunch of schools in the North Hills, up here in Butler and in Pittsburgh. I found out every single one is doing something different for high school graduation this year.
I would like us to go 100% completely the way graduation was pre-pandemic.
Amy Turchik hopes graduation for her twin seniors at Pine Richland is as normal as possible.
Well, I think these kids deserve it. They've had a really hard year.
But we learned districts have different plans when it comes to this year's graduation ceremony. Pine Richland's senior graduation is outside at the stadium. Masks are optional, but for the first time, each student will be given tickets.
Well, we never had tickets before, but I think 8 is great. I think it's a great amount.
Since the state is lifting most mitigation orders this upcoming Monday, Butler's commencement will basically be normal in June. There's no limit on guests, and fully vaccinated people don't need a mask. However, Fox Chapel will require its seniors and guests to wear a mask even if vaccinated, because the ceremony is indoors again at Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall in Oakland. Some parents agree with this decision.
I think you don't know who's immunocompromised. There's grandparents that will be there.
At last check, North Allegheny will require masks and social distancing at its commencement at Newman Stadium, but attendance is not limited. On the other hand, graduation at Mars will not be so traditional. They plan to hold it in the high school parking lot so more family members can attend instead of limiting folks at the stadium. Pittsburgh Public Schools plan to hold its ceremony in June at the Peterson Event Center. Each graduate will have 2 tickets, and masks are required.
This is their last memory with their classmates. It's been a very disjointed year. They've been disjointed as a class. Towards the end here, being back in school has helped somewhat, but it would be really nice for this graduation for the kids, for the families, just to all come and be together.
I'm Jillian Hartman, Channel 11 News. Sometimes you just gotta get creative. The unusual plan to save this historic local building.
And it's a big weekend for shopping deals, but not for everything. The types of things analysts say you should avoid. A scam warning from state police. They say someone is claiming to be a county sheriff's deputy and demanding cash. A woman in Erie County told police the caller demanded $1,000 and got angry when she refused. State police say they've got a number of complaints about this, and they say deputies will never request or demand money. Meanwhile, a new study found online scams increased more than 28% during the pandemic. Cyberattack analyzed data from the FTC, the Better Business Bureau, and the finance networks, and they found more than 163,000 people fell victim to an online scam, and more than $200 million was stolen. And despite that, the Better Business Bureau says just 10% of scams are reported. They say people are embarrassed when they lose money, and they say it's never your fault. If you report it, they say it always helps raise awareness to help others.
The developer of Go Mobile Pittsburgh, that app, has finished its investigation into a recent data breach. It found that no credit card information was used, but account information was compromised. That includes license plate numbers, email addresses, and phone numbers. Park Mobile says you can always change your password for added protection. 21 million users had their information exposed back in March. And new at noon, the FAA has fined Boeing for an issue with some of its 737 jets. The agency announced the aircraft manufacturer will be fined $17 million over a faulty wing part. The faulty part was revealed in 2019 and affects some of the Boeing planes, including the 737 MAX.
Tense moments on a Southwest flight. A passenger punched a flight attendant in the face, knocking out 2 teeth and breaking her nose. Yeah, pretty awful stuff there. You can see the flight attendant with a bloody face. Witnesses say the passenger refused to use her seatbelt, put up her table tray, and stayed seated. Moments later, this fight happened. The passenger is charged with assaulting a flight crew member. It is a federal offense, which carries a sentence of up to 20 years in prison. And scenes like this are becoming more common.
Since the start of this year, the FAA has had 2,500 reports of unruly behavior.
Yeah, most are from passengers refusing to wear a mask. Flight attendants say it's a relatively new issue for them to navigate.
It starts with an aggression over a mask, and someone is refusing to wear that mask, and they're being agitated and combative, and another passenger jumps in and now becomes violent.
Both the FAA and Homeland Security say they enforce all rules and take action if needed.
It's going to be cool and wet as we go into the next few days, but there is some hope for your Memorial Day weekend. I'm going to break down rain chances coming up next.
Tiger talks what the golf champ is saying about his road to recovery after a violent crash. This weekend is the unofficial start of summer, and many businesses are celebrating with sales. NBC's Liz McLaughlin shows us how to score a deal and what you should not buy this weekend.
Save big in May during
Retailers are pushing deals on everything from cars to computers this Memorial Day.
The key is to look for good quality products that are discounted.
And while it's usually a good time to save big on appliances, analysts say not this year.
The appliance issue really stems from the beginning of the pandemic, when supply chain issues caused delays and increased demand reduced inventory.
According to Consumer Reports, the deepest discounts this weekend will be on grills, mattresses, and TVs.
We actually are seeing a decent amount of TVs on sale,
with low prices on top models from big box retailers. Walmart and Best Buy's Memorial Day sales feature deals on tech, including tablets, smartwatches, and robot vacuums. Amazon also launched a spring to summer sale ahead of its big Prime Day sale coming up in late June.
You're seeing deals on headphones, you're seeing them on grilling accessories like digital thermometers.
But how do you know if it's the best time to buy? Browser plugins such as Honey or Invisible Hand can help, with automatic coupons and other shopping tools.
You can see the historical price tracking on it and go, oh, it was cheaper 6 months ago, or it's on sale right now, but they just raised the price, so I know it's not really a sale.
Information that can help Memorial Day sales shoppers save big. Liz McLaughlin, NBC News.
Americans are also ready to return to restaurants. A new Oracle food and beverage survey found 71% are ready to dine out socially distant. The survey also found some pandemic rules will be the norm moving forward. We're talking things like ordering through mobile apps and cashless payments.
In a development that may surprise you, the number of smokers around the world actually went up in 2019. According to a report published yesterday, the number of people who smoked reached 1.1 billion worldwide. It also caused nearly 8 million deaths that year. Smoking has been dropping for decades. Researchers blame the increase on population growth.
And Pitt is moving forward with plans to redevelop the old Croatian Fraternal Union building on Forbes Avenue. University officials told our Business Times partners they have to work fast because the building is deteriorating. So they plan to carefully remove the front of the building, store it in a climate-controlled facility, and then add it to the new building.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Hey, have an umbrella and have your rain gear ready if you're headed out this afternoon. The showers will continue. We're seeing widespread rain right now with just a few heavier pockets of rain here and there. No lightning detected. We're seeing the heaviest rainfall down to the south of I-70 right around Morgantown and points toward the south, where we see a few pockets of the red here indicating some heavier downpours. We could possibly see some lightning later today, but that's at the low end of the spectrum. The rain chance is not low today, getting to around 100% by 5 p.m. So we're keeping rain coverage very high today, decreasing as we head into the evening, nighttime hours. So by tomorrow morning, we're just seeing some scattered showers and not seeing that heavy stuff. Mostly light rain. Rain chances pretty much 50-50 here and there. During the afternoon hours, we'll still hold on to the chance for a few scattered showers. There will be dry periods, likely not lasting long, but if it is dry in your neighborhood, take advantage of it. One great way to track if you're dry and if rain will be moving in is to download our Severe Weather Team 11 app. It has an interactive radar and will show you your location and show you where the rain currently is. Now on Sunday, we're looking drier as high pressure starts to enter our area, starts to push closer to us, and is in our area for Monday, which is Memorial Day. High pressure clears things out. So really throughout the day on Sunday, we could have an isolated shower, but chances are slim to none. We're looking much drier, much better for your Sunday. So Sunday is really a great day to maybe head outside if you do want to get outside this weekend. For today, we're keeping rain chances again, like I mentioned, temperatures in the 60s, upper 60s this afternoon. So we are cooler than what we should be for this time of year, but much cooler air is on the way. Cooler air will settle into our area. So for Saturday, temperatures are only getting into the 50s, 55 degrees for our high. And again, for this time of year, we should be somewhere around 76 degrees. So much cooler, really not what you expect for the unofficial start of summer, talking about Memorial Day weekend. Temperatures increasing a bit, 61 for Sunday, again, with isolated showers looking better, trending in the right direction. And then for your Memorial Day, We're back at 72 degrees, so back into the 70s at least. We're dry thanks to high pressure. The high pressure will continue to help us out as we go into the first part of next week. Not only are we dry on Monday, but Tuesday we maintain those dry conditions, mostly cloudy. We'll have peaks of sunshine here and there, and temperatures continue to trend upwards. So we're at 77 degrees. Also, the overnight lows will be increasing as well, from the 40s back into the 50s, which will mean comfortable starts to the day. So morning temperatures feeling pretty nice, really nice afternoon. So if you do want to get outside, get any grilling done on Monday, you are good to go. Good to go on Tuesday as you may go back to school or to work at 74 degrees with an overnight low of 55.
Tiger Woods has given his first interview since he was involved in a violent crash in February. The champion golfer spoke to Golf Digest. He didn't comment on whether he plans to play golf again, saying only, quote, "My physical therapy has been keeping me busy. I'm focused on my #1 goal right now, walking on my own." This was the scene of the crash near Los Angeles in February. Police say Woods lost control of his SUV while driving down a winding hill. He did not appear to be impaired and no charges were filed. It's still unknown if Woods will regain full mobility and strength in his right leg or if more procedures will be needed.
A ton of unknowns. If he does make a full recovery, it will be very much a step-by-step kind of piecemeal process.
The 45-year-old is no stranger to physical rehab. He's had several back and knee surgeries throughout his career.
Hey, Lisa Robertson here with Local Steals and Deals, and this is the newest Amazon Fire TV Cube, and oh my gosh, are you gonna love it. Now here's the thing, if you don't have one of these yet, you're gonna want one, because it's like a little magic box, okay? It comes to your house, and you take out of the box, and you plug it in your TV, and then voila, your TV does whatever you tell it to do. Not what you struggle with the remote, not what you're trying to type in, not with where's my readers I can't see, oh, I hit the wrong button, that's not what I meant. No, you speak, it does. And it reminds me of when I was a kid. I always joke that it reminds me of when I was a kid, because my parents would say, because I said so, right? This will do whatever you want it to do, because you said so. So now you can just go straight to whatever show you want to watch. You can say, Alexa, play Sopranos on HBO, and it'll just play it for you. Or, you know what, just say, Alexa, play Sopranos. It'll find where it is for you. You don't have to type things in. You don't have to misspell. You don't have to not see what you're doing. You speak, it does. Oh, you know what else is great? You actually get a 1-year free subscription to Food Network Kitchen, so you can watch some of the best chefs in the world teaching you how to cook, demonstrating everything you want. How fabulous is that? I have to tell you, I can't see the remote because I can't see anymore. I know my dad struggles with the same thing. What a great gift to get him something that I can plug into his TV and I can say, Dad, tell it what to do. And he's going to say, Alexa, play Sopranos. And he's never going to have to struggle with it again. This is the newest concept from Amazon in the Fire TV Cube. And I think it is a lifesaver. Why not upgrade every TV in your house instantly for a lot less? Localsteals.com and the newest Amazon Fire TV Cube.
The Westmoreland County Air Show takes flight this weekend. And get this, this will be the Blue Angels' first live crowd show since this pandemic started. They're also flying the Boeing Super Hornet for the first time, which can fly at supersonic speeds.
This is like the first time that we actually have like a crowd line, and due to COVID and stuff, so it's been quite an amazing experience, especially like seeing Pennsylvania in a whole and meeting new people. It's amazing.
Always an amazing sight, too. More than 100,000 people are expected to watch tomorrow and Sunday, and there are still some tickets available at Shop and Save stores.
If you're planning a hike at a state park this weekend, you could expect to see packed parking lots. State officials say camping and cabins are close to capacity for Memorial Day weekend. State parks had a huge surge in visitation because of the pandemic, and leaders don't expect that to stop just because the pandemic appears to be winding down. They say the growth will continue because many people have added the parks to their normal routines. Hopefully you find the time to get out there this weekend.
Yes, dodging the raindrops.
Exactly. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon.
Our next newscast is tonight at 5. Have an incredible day.